Well, hello, my fellow sacred space travelers. Let me just test to see if the video. I'm gonna move this back because I don't like to see myself necessarily because I get self-conscious. So, hello, my fellow sacred space travelers. It's Vanna, and I'm back, and I just want to show off this feather. I went to the lake with my family, and we had just picked our spot where we're gonna, like, you know, not camp out, but, you know, chill for the day and grill. And this was laying there for me. And, like, here's my arm for reference. Like, what kind of bird, what kind of feather friend, what kind of, you know, animal ally left this for me so that I could find it. Feathers have always been, you know, confirmation for me, like a message from the angels that I'm on the right path. And so, you know, receiving this really, it just really means a lot. It really means a lot. So back here with another video to just talk about what's going on and some of the thoughts in my head, and just sharing and, you know, creating and holding space for you on your journey. Also, and, you know, just like for some peer support, because, like, again, you know, it's like I don't have anyone to talk to about this, and maybe you don't either. And but maybe that's the point, right? Like, to connect deeper to ourselves within ourselves for, you know, this discovery. So yeah, major key, major confirmation key. So excited. So what's new with me is that I kind of feel like this fear that I have of being seen breaking down, only for the fact that, like, I'm you know, not afraid to make this video or post it on the internet, because, like, well, not the internet, I'm not gonna, like, post it for everyone to see, but, like, on my channel, because, you know, what I'm saying, it doesn't resonate with everybody, and so they won't find it and they won't see it, because I really feel like, even though we're all together, like, there's, you know, according to your frequency, you can see and feel and experience different things. Yeah. So I just wanted to talk about, like, lately how I've been having this feeling of kind of being okay with being alone, right? It's like I usually am so concerned with, you know, having friends, having a counterpart, having my group, my core people to try new things with, and just people that I feel I vibrate with on a soul level. And not to say that there's not many of us out there, but I mean, sometimes it feels like there's so many, like when you go on, you know, on your socials, right? There's so many healers and this and that. And so it's like, wow, you know, I'm not special. I'm, you know, I'm one of many and all these things. But the truth is that, you know, there are really only so many of us. And so, yeah. And it's time for us to come out of the shadows and shine our light and become, you know, come what we're meant to be. I've been trying to kind of sort out everything that I'm learning. Like, I am definitely a jack of all trades. Like, if you talk to me, I know a little bit of everything. And for some reason, I don't know if it's like my ADD, it's like my addiction to dopamine, but I'm like information. And I just love, you know, new information. I tend not to go too deep with things because there's always something new that's, like, grabbing my attention, which is great. But yeah, no, I think eventually, if I decide that I want to do a career change, I'll definitely have to specialize. I was hoping that I would get these activations and I would get these downloads, and, you know, it's like I'll just see it once or hear it once, and I can automatically integrate that knowledge or that wisdom within myself, or be able to channel and just know. I was watching a channeled message from Saint Germain, which is one of the Ascended Masters, over the violet ray, and I found myself the other night just, you know, after my son went to sleep, like, digging into the violet flame. I don't know if I have the book here, but when oh goodness, I move around to different teachers and all kinds of groups all the time, just trying to find my spot, which is kind of difficult. I can't find the book, but basically, we were kind of starting the prayer, like to the studying into the book, The Seven Sacred Flames. I had it around here, but yeah, to the Violet Ray and to Saint Germain. And the Violet Ray is all about healing and transformation, which is perfect for this time. And so when I went to when I started to listen to these channeled messages on YouTube, I looked down and I was wearing a purple top and I was wearing purple bottoms, and my son walked over and he gave me like a purple toy, and I just felt alignment there. So I'm gonna hopefully keep digging into Saint Germain and the Violet Ray and come back here and maybe share something. But yeah, so I just wanted to come on here and just talk about how I'm not scared anymore. And in terms of like all the things that matter to me, like of course my family matters to me, my son matters, my husband matters to me, but everything else is kind of fading away into the background, I guess, of like my priorities and like what, because like there's nothing else besides what lights up my soul and makes me feel alive. Because if I'm doing these things for status quo or just to survive, then I'm just surviving and I'm not living and I'm not thriving. And so this is something that I'm trying to work to come to terms with, and something that excuse me, really has been a topic for, you know, discovery or self-discovery, or something that I'm diving into this week, is the feeling of being trapped, right? The feeling of being in a prison. I have carried those feelings, vibrations, programs for a very, 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 very long time. And even if I don't really realize it, like it's not conscious to me, I have reactions and triggers and all these things related to my freedom or lack thereof. And you know, when we're feeling these things internally, they begin to, you know, externalize, right, into our reality, into our 3D experience here. And on a really deep level, I feel like I'm a prisoner. I'm a prisoner in this body, to this family, to this matrix, to my life, to these ways of being. And like, you know, I know I'm, you know, a conscious being, and I have free will, right? And so that's what makes us not trapped. And all that kept coming to me is like that poem by Maya Angelou, and I can't remember any of the words of it, but you know, it's called I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. And it made me think, I was reading famous Vietnamese philosopher, Buddhist philosopher, I think. Anyways, I have his book, and I'll have it for next time, but it's basically, it's like being free wherever you are. You know, that's freedom right there, right? It's like, I know why the caged bird sings, even though it's locked up. They have found, you know, love within themselves. And so I'm not sure where I'm going, but I'm always a jumble of thoughts and ideas. And yeah, so I don't know if it's like this full moon energy or the solstice energy, but I'm finally getting over being sick and kind of being in that low area and feeling good about things. So as you can see, I have my stuff all around me here, and just trying to keep moving forward in my spiritual journey, no matter how slow I might want to label myself compared to others. I mean, it's been so it's just so difficult. Like, I kind of realized that I've kind of pulled back from any type of spiritual events, like group meetings or like whatever with other folks, because it's hard for me to go out there and, you know, I sound like I'm lost, right? Like, I don't know, like I'm in my job, but like it doesn't fulfill me, but I don't know what I want to do. Like, I need to figure that out, you know? And so it's not that I'm avoiding the whole situation, like I plan on going back out to these things, but I really need to spend time with myself and kind of dig a little deeper, kind of feel in more to what I want and what I want to do. And yeah, which is like the hardest thing for me. So actually it was like talking to my therapist this week, and you know, about the topic of feeling like I'm in a prison or that I'm enslaved, and we kind of touched upon some things that occurred in my past and how they have, you know, it kind of has, I don't even know how to describe it, but it has similar overlays to different events and experiences that I've been through, right? And so I was talking about doing maybe some EMDR, which I don't really know what it stands for. I know it's eye desensitization, but kind of maybe trying out that therapy and supplement to talk therapy. I keep noticing that it's arising, especially in times now with like what's going on. And I really, 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 really want to work on that. And so I'm going to keep doing what, you know, and then I was on a call today, and the woman, the founder of the community, said that she did EMDR therapy, and after that, like, it helped kind of initiate her on her path. And so just the fact that I've brought it up in my therapy and that I'm hearing about it, it's something that I think I'm going to look into to take, you know, my healing to the next level with certain topics that are really coming alive right now. Yeah, it's so easy, and at least to me, it's very apparent that, like, even though we are free, I mean, we're kind of on a prison planet, right? Like, when I was talking to my therapist, you know, I told her that I don't really want to be here anymore, right? And in the past, that might be, you know, maybe like unaliving myself or that kind of not wanting to be here. But honestly, I just don't want to be here in this reality. Like, I've never shared with her I've not really shared with her my spiritual side, but like, I know that there is infinite realities and time is an illusion, and, you know, we can quantum leap and quantum shift and jump, and then every possibility is available to us, right? But we're programmed or deprogrammed, you know, in a certain way, right? Where we need to see something to believe it, right? But since we create, you know, things internally first and then they show up on the external, it doesn't work like that. You know, you can't see it then believe it. You first have to create it within yourself, and then it shows up on your external. Shit's crazy. But yeah, so I'm really trying to master this, and I have my son now, and, you know, he's 2. He's gonna be 2 soon, and I'm like, you know, I'm like, hey son, so I don't even, you know, I didn't get into being spiritual into my late 20s. You know, after my Saturn return, so when everything changed for me. I was probably in my late 20s or early 30s, and I definitely, you know, had an event, you know, a car accident, and then everything changed after that. You probably talked about it here or there, but like, that experience was monumental to me. I want to make a video about it. I just want to make sure I'm recording in here. I want to make a video about it and talk about it. Yeah. But I basically rejected it at the time because I wasn't prepared. It's crazy, like, you can have a spiritual awakening, but if you are not in the right mental state, if you don't have a certain baseline, at least for me, a baseline, you go off the deep end. And that's what happened to me. But I think I'm slowly inching closer to expanding myself and the way that I see the world, that I can start to kind of integrate, you know, what I was experiencing earlier. It was definitely a feeling of bliss and connection and love and, you know, knowingness and inner knowingness. And it wasn't like my usual, like, even though it's occurring less, and I you know, it's not my inner, like, usual grabbing onto things and holding so tightly, and, you know, codependency. It was, I am a spiritual being having this experience, and the only thing that matters is fulfilling, you know, my soul contracts and coming to this world to ascend along with Mother Earth, you know, in so many words. But I don't know, I can't help but wish that it would just happen, right? It would help with a lot of this, like, yearning and desire that's occurring within me, and, like, you know, this doubt that I have for myself. But it was a gift to have the experience and to feel that within myself and get a sneak peek of what's possible. Because, you know, with my programming, seeing is believing. But yeah. And I've been kind of looking at, like, my beliefs and, like, the difference between, you know, knowing something and believing something. And it's like, you know, with awakening and spiritual awakening, we're often trying to remember because we've forgotten, you know, the veil of forgetfulness, right? So, like, for me, I'm, like, kind of deep diving into knowing versus believing, and what do I know and what do I believe, and all these different things. But yeah, that's all for now. Bye.